Alright, what's happening, baby? I got my good morning mug. What can we say? We're drinking a little coffee today. I haven't seen you in a while. I know it's been a minute. As they say. You know, last time I made a video, I had long hair. I was in France. It was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Look at this hair now, bro. It's ridiculous. Man, it's been a minute, and I'm happy to make this video now. You know, I have my friends. I have great friends in my life, and you know, they always like go egging me on, like, man, Joth, why ain't you making no videos? You know, like, people telling me like, man, I liked watching the videos, they were motivational, shit like that. And you know, that's insane, cause like in my head, I was making videos for me, you know, and like I watch my own videos. Like today, I was running, and I was running at the track at the gym, and it was indoor track, and I was just listening to my younger self, you know. I fucking love that shit. I love listening to myself. Lol. No, I love listening to who I used to be and where I'm at now and what matters to me now and the difference in the way I talk, the way I think, what matters to me, what my life means to me, this kind of shit. I love that. Alright. Updates. I'm in law school now. I will eventually upload the marathon. I remember like when I made my last video, I was getting ready for my marathon. I ended up doing it. I have all the clips. I just need to post it eventually. And so I'm in law school. I'm in my second year. I have an evidence midterm on Monday, which is you know, exciting. So you know, I'm really fucking in this bitch, is what I'm learning. And obviously I'm the only law student I know who still talks like I talk. You know, everyone fucking very proper, as they say, and here I am still joking, you know, cracking jokes and all that shit. But you know, it's exciting. It's fun to learn about the law. It's fun to pursue my dreams, you know. All right, so what I'm going to talk about today, what I want to talk to you guys about today is how to overcome any problem in your life. I know that's like a big claim, but I think I got it. So, oh, by the way, shout out to the spirit animal lion in the back. Oh, look at that, you know. Anyways, I love this poster. Like, it reminds me all the time, like, you know, just like go after it, man. Don't worry, you know. It's like the fucking the Lion King scene where he's like, remember who you are, you know. Just remember what kindled, who made you where you're at, what motivated you at the beginning, what started your goals at the outset. Alright, but whatever. Let's talk about problems, right? So I'm gonna give an example of a problem that's very prevalent in law school and academia, and like being smart. That's the problem, right? How do you be smart? So the advice I'm gonna give is any problem you have cannot be solved at the paradigm at which the problem was created. Let me say it again. Any problem you have cannot be solved at the paradigm it was created. Meaning, so it's like the question is, how do you be smart, right? How do you look smart? Because like at school, they pretty much like they'll be talking about a case and they'll be like, all right, and what was this case about, Joe? You know, and like, if you're not fucking ready, you're gonna look super dumb. And you know, a lot of people have anxiety about that. It's like, how do I not look dumb in front of the entire class? You know, you gotta always be prepared, this kind of thing. So the answer I've come up with is you don't play the game. You just don't play the game. All of these professors are like Harvard lawyers who like fucking, you know, like did like big things with their life, and here they are teaching a law student class. And the way to win is to not play the game with them. You know, acknowledge that you might get the answer wrong and then proceed. So for example, we have this one professor here, very smart dude, and he can come off a little aggressive, as they say. You know, if you got the wrong answer, he's gonna be like, wrong, and he's gonna go to the next person, right? So how do you play that game? You know, the problem is, how do you be smart? The answer is you don't try to be. So the paradigm at the time when you made the question is, how do I be smart? How do I get people to think I'm smart? The answer is you don't worry about looking smart. You don't worry about answering correctly, and more times than not, you'll turn out all right, you know. So and acknowledge the fact that you're gonna get some things wrong, you know. So this comes with any problem, you know. Lean into the problem is kind of the idea here. If you have a lot of fear, if you have a lot of guilt, a lot of grief, a lot of anger, you know, don't think about the thoughts. Play a game called And Then What? This comes from David R. Hawkins. I love David R. Hawkins, side note. But the game is And Then What? So let's take being smart, right? So I want to be smart. What happens if I'm not smart? Then what? Well, people are gonna think I'm dumb. And then what? And then I'm gonna think I'm dumb. And then what? And then I'm gonna get bad grades. And then what? And then I'm gonna be a bad lawyer. And then what? And then I'm gonna be homeless because no one wants to hire me. I'm gonna lose my job. And then what? I'm gonna be homeless. And then what? No one's gonna care for me. And then what? And then you die, right? So it all comes down to dying, which isn't a big deal. Come on, let's be honest. Everyone's gonna die, right? So that's it. You know, you just play the game and then what? You know, so if you have a lot of anger in your life, a lot of fear, shit like this, you know, at first the feelings might, I always like to say your body's never gonna give you an emotion you can't handle, you know? So if you have fear, if you have anxiety, there's just emotions. You know, there's a space between who you are and the emotions you're feeling and the thoughts you're thinking, because you're hearing them, right? Or you're feeling them. And if you were the thoughts, then you wouldn't hear them, you would just be the thoughts. I don't know how to explain that. Let me try to explain it in a better fashion. There's a space between you and the emotion. You know what emotion you're feeling, right? And you try to resist it. Like, you don't want to feel necessarily bad, but the way to get out of that emotion is to let yourself feel bad. You know, acknowledge that you're feeling bad at the time and watch how fast it goes away. You know, just allow yourself to feel the emotion. Don't think about the thoughts surrounding it, because thoughts go on and on and on and on, and they're just gonna surround your life, you know? So if you have a problem with your work or a relationship or whatever it is, don't worry about the thoughts. Worry about the underlying emotion. What emotion are you feeling right now? You know, for being smart, the emotion might feel like guilt. Like I should be smart, right? This, because every motherfucker at law school is smart. Let's just fucking put it right there. Like, if you made it, you're smart. You know, don't worry about that shit. You're comparing yourself to very smart people, and that might be the same thing with your job. This might be the same thing with anything you're doing, right? Like, you're surrounding yourself with people of that same caliber. So if, for example, if you work out all the time, you're comparing yourself to people. You're not comparing yourself to the fucking person who has never worked out in their life. You're comparing yourself to the person who's working out right next to you. This kind of a thing. All right. So the underlying emotion is guilt. You let yourself feel the guilt. You just sit with the guilt. Don't try to fucking watch no TV. I mean, how often are you just sitting with yourself, you know? Be okay with being with yourself. You know, it's that's what it all comes down to, right? If you're okay with sitting with yourself, then the problem isn't so bad. Who gives a fuck? Do you understand? Who cares if you're smart? No one. No one cares. No one cares. You know what I mean? What people care about is the energy put out, the way you are with the world, you know? One of my favorite professors of all time, psychology professor, it was like a psychology, a trauma class, fucking best class I ever took. And he pretty much explained it. He said there's three ways people think, right? At first, when you first start off, you think about what people have, right? Oh, this person has a car, this person has money, whatever. That's what matters to you. Next, what matters to you is what people do. Oh, this person as a doctor, this person works for a nonprofit, whatever, right? Or a big firm, whatever. And then the third and like the final step is you think about who people have become and what they are and how they act toward all people, you know? That's what matters. Are you caring? Are you judgmental? You know, this is what ultimately matters in a lot of human relationships, you know? Human relationships, like not other relationships. You know, so that's what I'm gonna leave you with. You know, it's been a minute since I made a video. Jod, I hope you're doing well. Sorry, this is a note to me now. Fuck everyone else, sorry. You know, life's good right now. life's the best it's ever been. And just because it's the best it's ever been doesn't mean you don't have problems, you know? You're always gonna have problems. Just acknowledge that. It's okay. They're just situations, you just gotta deal with them. You know, you don't have to worry about the fucking problems. You know? You're gonna have to pay rent. You don't have to worry about paying rent. You just have to do it, you know? I like to give this example about like constant problems. Fuck, I was supposed to end the video. Here, I'll end it after this. Here's the constant problem, right? Constant problem. So, when I was preparing for law school, first the problem was getting good grades in college. And then after getting good grades in college, the next problem was preparing for the LSAT, which is like the standardized test to get in. And then after preparing for the LSAT, it was completing the LSAT, and then it was getting the grades back from the LSAT, and then retaking the LSAT, and then applying for schools, and then getting into schools. And then you would think that, oh, there it is, that's the end of the problem. Oh my god, you've gotten into your school, like your dream school, you're done, right? No, the next problem is now I have to worry about housing, and then after housing it's how am I going to pay for the tuition of the school, and then immediately it goes into school started. So how are you going to prepare for classes? You've never studied like this. You're around people that are very smarter than me, and so it's now that there's the next problem, you know. And it's on and on and on, nonsensical life, you know. And so you have to realize that the problem's always going to be there. Don't worry about them. You're going to deal with it. I have evidence midterm on Monday. Don't worry. It's going to be dealt with. We're going to get it done. I'm not worried about it. I'm giving it my best. You know, just give life your best effort and let the cards play, you know. You can't change the cards you were dealt, in a sense, you know. You can't change it to the degree, but you can decide how you play them, you know. You can decide to not cave in and to play your hand, you know. So play it well. Have a good fucking day. Stay safe out there, you know. And I love you. Stay safe. Peace.